It will be difficult to describe my feelings at the sight of this solitary harbour, situated at the extremities of the globe, so perfectly enclosed that one feels separated from the rest of the universe. Everything is influenced by the wilderness of the rugged landscape. With each step, one encounters the beauties of unspoilt nature. So said Bruni d'Entrecasteaux in 1792 when he landed here. Today we are travelling the Tasman Highway to Cockle Creek, sitting on beautiful Research Bay on the fringe of the Tasmanian Wilderness World Heritage Area.
The road is not asphalted, just a dirt road, but this is about as far south as you can go.
Well, we're going another 5 kilometres to Cockle Creek.
Yeah,
the
well
most
that's
southern
true.
point in
Tasmania. Yeah, well, southern point that you can access. But here also today we're reminded, Research Bay, we're reminded that the French were here before the British and named some parts of southern Tasmania. I think Research was the lead ship of the expedition, captained by La Perouse, and they came ashore here and looked around in Tasmania. Just a reminder that we could all have been speaking French instead of English.
Indeed, the Tasman Highway, and in fact the name Tasmania, reminds us that before the French, Abel Tasman had visited here, and we might all be speaking Dutch.
It's drizzling rain here today. It's making just, the roads aren't slippery at all, which is really good. But putting a lovely glisten on the leaves, all the trees.
And we're wearing our winter woolies in early February, so strange weather too.
But it was snowing in Victoria yesterday.
Snowing in Victoria, so we're probably doing better than there. Okay.
But it is a highway. And we've seen quite a few cars, and here comes a motorbike now.
Here comes a caravan the other way. It's a virtual highway.
An expedition led by Bruni d'Entrecasteaux left France to try to find missing French explorer La Perouse. The expedition set sail in 2 350-ton frigates, the Research and the Esperance. The landing in Van Diemen's Land in April 1792 was the result of an accident. Following a violent storm, the French vessels mistook what was later named Research Bay for Adventure Bay, a safe harbour observed by Abel Tasman. They stopped here for more than 4 weeks, then undertook an extended but unsuccessful search for La Perouse, who was never ever found, to the northeast of Australia, and returned to Research Bay for another 3 weeks in 1793. During both visits, the explorers set up camp and made a garden and a scientific observatory. While they replenished their supplies, they conducted the first scientific experiment in Australia, observing that geomagnetism varied with latitude. This discovery was to revolutionise compass use and make navigation much safer.
Water's pretty brown though. I guess it's the tannins from the trees in the water.
Yeah, button grass apparently.
Sorry, button grass.
Yeah, that's what everybody blames. Washes down the high parts of Tasmania.
just feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, just totally alone out here. Isolation. You, the water and the wind.
Beautiful Cockle Beach. People pretty rugged up today. But still enjoying the beauty. This is where the research came to water. From this creek here. Now,
Here we are at Adams Point, and when the British colonialists arrived here soon after their arrival in 1803, the winter months saw hundreds of migrating whales enter Tasmania's sheltered bays to calve. Whale oil was in high demand worldwide. It was used for lighting, heating and manufacturing processes. Because of the amount of whales through here, whaling stations were soon established around the coastlines here, and the industry of whaling just flourished. Here in Research Bay, several whaling stations were operational by the late 1820s between here at Adams Point, where we're standing, and Fisher's Point, which is around to our right. And there were several more at Gagan's Point, which is across the bay. It was a popular place. Whales were plentiful. The flat rocky shoreline was good for butchering the whales. The tall trees useful for building. There was fresh water was readily accessible, and anchorages were safe for waiting ships. In 1839, 1,000 whales were killed in Tasmania. 2 years later, the number plummeted to 300. With such a reduction in numbers, unsurprisingly, the industry soon collapsed, and within just 20 years of their arrival, the whalers departed. Before the onset of whaling, the global population of southern right whales was around 100,000, and today they are an endangered species, with their population slowly recovering. In summer, which is now surprisingly, given we're all rugged up and it's raining. But in summer, the southern right whales feed in the subpolar waters of the Southern Ocean. In winter, they migrate north to breed along the coast of southern Australia, with increasing numbers seen here in Research Bay. So the southern right whales, they feed on plankton and krill through baleen mouth plates. They breed every 3 years. They have an 11 to 12 month gestation period. And they calve in southern Australia, including Tasmania. They calve close to shore. A calf is generally about 5 to 6 metres long. A mature adult is about 17.5 metres long, and they come in weighing at about 80 tonnes as an adult. A calf is about 1 to 1.5 tonne. The blubbery layer of a whale is 40 centimetres thick, and The lifespan of a whale is not really known. Scientists think about 50 years, but there's still more research to be done into that. The population of southern right whales is in Australian waters is over 2,000, globally about 10,000. They're still classified as endangered. So the name, the right whale to kill, docile, swam slowly near the shore, thick blubber, oil burned, more cleanly than other whales, and unlike many other whales, they floated once killed. So they were the right whale to kill, and that is why. They travel at about 3 kilometres an hour, and they migrate between 4,000 and 5,000 kilometres. And they travel north to breed from June to September. They return south to feed in September to late October.
There is one more interesting historical fact about Research Bay. In 1829, it was the site of the Cyprus Mutiny, in which the brig Cyprus was seized by convicts being transported from Hobart Town to Macquarie Harbour Penal Station. The mutineers marooned officers, soldiers and convicts who did not want to join the mutiny without supplies. The mutineers then sailed the Cyprus to Canton, China, where they scuttled her and claimed to be castaways from another vessel. On the way, Cyprus visited several South Pacific islands and Japan, the first Australian ship so to do.